What's good, y'all? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're playing one of my favorites and one of your favorites, Start Bench Cut. Now, the other Start Bench Cuts on my channel, I kind of shied away from controversy. If it was one that I felt like was going to cause a ruckus in the comment section, I decided that I wasn't going to do it. But today, we're not doing that. If it's a difficult one, if it's one that I think is going to get a lot of y'all to hate me, I'm still going to do it, all right? But every time I do this, I gotta let y'all know that everything I say in this video is my own opinion. So me and you, we're definitely gonna disagree on some of the things that's gonna be going on in this video. But hopefully we can respectfully disagree and not dislike, if you feel what I'm talking about. Before we get into it, I gotta do my shout out to the day. Shout out to all the homies that have been supporting the channel recently. But let's get into it, man. Should be a fun one. Start Bench Cut, Kristaps Porzingis, Karl-Anthony Towns, and Joel Embiid. This is one of the ones in the past that I was like, you know what? I'm not going to comment on it because no matter what you say, there are going to be people that are going to be upset. Karl-Anthony Towns has a huge fan base. Kristaps got the whole New York in the palm of his hands. And then Joel Embiid got the whole Philly in his hands. So again, this is one that I would shy away from. But we're not doing that at all in this video. I'm starting Joel Embiid. Because right now, I think that Joel Embiid has the highest ceiling offensively and defensively than these two dudes. So I'm starting Joel because of his play on court and his activity off the court. If you're thinking about it from a GM standpoint, he is one of the most marketable players in the NBA because, of course, he's great on the court, but off the court, he's also great when it comes to his social media and stuff like that. Believe it or not, I'm benching Kristaps. Now, when I say bench, that means like my sixth man. That don't mean that he's getting benched like Marc Gasol did with David Fizdale. He's going to play, but he's just my sixth man. So why did I pick him over Karl-Anthony Towns? Because, I mean, Karl-Anthony Towns is already, he's got this. When he came into the league, we knew he's going to be good. His first year, he was just incredible. And I was thinking in my head, he's going to be the next big thing, best center in the league, right? But the reason I picked Kristaps over Karl-Anthony Towns is because of the defense. Karl-Anthony Towns is not a defender. And we thought when we bring in Thibodeau, it's going to help him defensively. He's going to have a defensive-minded coach. It's going to boost him. But here we are, year number 3, and he's still not defending anything. Steven Adams just had a perfect game against him the other night in a game that they should have won, you know? And when it comes to Kristaps, he's not the great defender. He's like Joel Embiid is the best defender here. Kristaps not a great defender, but he's not as bad as Karl-Anthony Towns. So because of that, offensively, all three of these guys have their own thing. All three of these guys, you cannot go wrong. So the thing that puts him over the other one is just the defense. Defense has to matter somewhere. Start Bench Cut, Steph Curry, Kyle Korver, and Ray Allen. So we're going to stick it to specifically shooting the 3-ball. Because obviously, Kyle Korver doesn't stand a chance in history with 2-time MVP Steph Curry and then, like 13-time All-Star Ray Allen. Kyle Korver was a 1-time All-Star. Even that was just because of an injury of Dwayne Wade. So we're specifically talking about shooting threes. I'm starting Steph Curry because he is the best 3-point shooter we have ever seen in the league. Don't hit me with, oh, well, Ray Allen leads all time. That does not matter right now. Look at this graphic. I got to go find it, but look at this graphic. The man he's already top 10 in 3-pointers made, and he hasn't even had half the games that the other dudes on the list have. If you're denying that Steph Curry is the best shooter of all time, you smoking something, or you blind. You're blind. So we're starting Steph Curry, even though this year his 3-point percentage is down. But if y'all don't know, he's playing with basically a broken finger, if you want to think of it that way. He's playing with the thing on his hand, on the shooting hand, and it's ultimately affecting the shot. He had to call up Kobe, like, Kobe, how the heck do I shoot with my fingers broken? Hopefully Kobe gave him some tips, but I don't even know. But even with his down this year, he's still shooting like 4 threes a game. It's just percentage-wise, this may not be the best. Then we're going to bench Ray Allen because he is the second best 3-point shooter of all time. And then if we were talking about overall games, Ray Allen's up there. Ray Allen's up there. Again, before he was just a 3-point shooter, he was dunking on people, playing amazing defense, and then he evolved to basically lengthen out his career, which is the smartest thing you could do as an NBA player. So we got to cut Kyle Korver. Kyle Korver is always going to have a place in my heart as ex-Bull, a.k.a. Hot Sauce. It's my boy, but he got to get cut in this situation. Start Bench Cut, Ben Wallace, Ron Artest, and Shaquille O'Neal. Now, the caption says to back you up in a fight. Okay, keep that in mind. Believe it or not, I'm benching Shaq. Now, yes, Shaq is a 7-footer, but we know Shaq, man. He ain't no dog. He not throwing punches in the fight, you know? When I know those other two people I feel like they just going out there looking for fights. Ron Artest has been in many fights. Ben Wallace was a part of the biggest fight in NBA history that got fans involved. So we're cutting Shaquille, all right? Yes, a 7-foot dude sitting in the back of my videos would intimidate all y'all, but ultimately, I know he's a big old teddy bear. We know Shaq is a teddy bear. I think I would want Ron Artest backing me up in a fight. So we're starting Ron Artest, and we benching Ben Wallace. Start bench cut. LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Russell Westbrook. We talking about 3 of the top 5 or 6 players in the NBA right now. Another one that I would not have touched, but again, this is the most controversial ones we can find. Obviously, we're starting LeBron James. LeBron James is the second best player in NBA history in my eyes. Again, everything I said in this video is opinion based. He's the second best player of all time in my eyes. And visually, he's the first that I've ever got to see play live. Again, I didn't get to see Jordan play live, but of course we got highlights, we got all the hardwood classics, so Jordan is still number 1. We're gonna bench Kevin Durant. Again, this means my 6th man, but the reason I'm picking Kevin Durant over Russell Westbrook is because there is not a flaw in Kevin Durant's game. Not at all. Offensively, he can score from the perimeter, he can post pretty much anybody up besides like Boogie Cousins, who's just a beast in the paint. He has pretty much every aspect of his game on lock. Defensively too. This year and yet last year when he signed to the Golden State Warriors, he tied in like, you know what? I'm at to be one of the best defenders I can be. And he has. This year, don't be surprised if he makes all-team defense, whether it be first team or second team. He has been stellar defensively. He's leading his team in blocks and everything. So there's no holes in Kevin Durant's game. Now with Russell Westbrook, he's a subpar defender. It's no surprise. You can look at steal numbers that don't really ultimately tell you how good a defender is. Russell Westbrook, again, he has flaws in his game. The jump shot, not the best. But like when I say stuff like this, it makes it seem like I'm dogging him. But in reality, he's still, like I said, top 5, top 6 player in the league. Just the other 2 people are almost flawless. LeBron just added a 3-point shot to his game this year. He's shooting 42% from 3. We ain't seen LeBron shoot 3s like this before. He adjusted his jump shot, and he just got that much better. LeBron got better, which is wild. So we got to cut Russell Westbrook and start LeBron, bench KD. Start bench cut, PG and Russell Westbrook, Harden and Chris Paul, and Gordon Hayward, and we're going to switch it to Kyrie Irving because this was made before the Kyrie Irving trade, okay? Now, unfortunately, we only got like 5 minutes worth of Kyrie and Gordon Hayward before Gordon Hayward went down with the craziest and nastiest injury I've ever seen. So it's hard to say what they would have been like this year. Without them, the Boston Celtics have been balling. With him, they probably been just as good, but I'm talking about like the overall connection between Kyrie and Gordon Hayward. I don't know how that would have been. For sure, the connection between Harden and Chris Paul has been ridiculous. I think they're 8-7, 8-0 with Chris Paul on the court with James Harden since, you know, Chris Paul came back from his injury, and that's ridiculous. You know that the Houston Rockets were the number 2 offense in the league because, of course, the Golden State Warriors is number 1. But when Chris Paul came back, they jumped up even more. And believe it or not, once Chris Paul came back, defensively, they even jumped up more. So I think I'm going to start those 2. As y'all know, the OKC Thunder have somewhat struggled this beginning of the season. So I guess we're going to bench PG and Russell Westbrook, and we got to cut the one that we just don't know much about. 5 minutes is not enough time to determine whether or not this is going to be a successful duo or whatever, so we got to cut it. Start bench cut, Dominique Wilkins, Vince Carter, and Zach LaVine. Of course, we talk about dunking here. We're going to start Vince Sanity. I don't think there is a dunker in NBA history that's better than Vince Carter. Vince Carter not only did it in dunk contests, but he was doing it in game too. What you see him doing a dunk contest, he could also do in game. Think about that. That was wild. Zach LaVine is an amazing dunker, and he's a Bull now. Got the jersey in the back, you already know. But he's not an amazing in-game dunker like Vince was. He can throw down some dunks in game, but Vince was another monster in game. Same thing with Dominique. Dominique, the reason he was in dunk contest is because of the stuff he was doing in the regular season. They're like, wow, this dude, yeah, let's see if he can do what he can do better with nobody guarding him. So we got to cut Zach LaVine. He just ain't up there yet. But he may be the 3rd or 4th best dunker of all time if we being honest with each other. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave it a like. Controversial, I know. Let me know in the comment section below for a shout out today what you disagree with me with. Because again, there's no way you agreed on everything I said in this video. There's no way, because I said some stuff that is unpopular. So thank y'all so much for watching. Leave it a like, even if you did disagree. Leave it a like. please. I mean, we still cool, right? We can disagree and still be cool. Peace.